You shouldn't take what doesn't belong to you. You shouldn't take what doesn't belong to you. You shouldn't.
What the hell were those things? They just dropped down from the sky. And what happened to you and that vertibird? The scientist? He's probably the one in charge of the operations here. Damn it! He's gonna alert the rest of the Enclave. If they decide to return with reinforcements, it won't be good for us. We need to get those other two Verta shuttles back to base as soon as possible, and then figure out where to go from there.
Impressive work you did out there, Courier. I never imagined we'd get our hands on something like this and deal a significant blow to the Enclave. But this is only the beginning. The intel we gathered from the Enclave camp suggests that Archimedes 2 is much more than just a weapon platform. It's an entire space station. I have no doubt that this must be the established headquarters of the Enclave. Wei can give us further details.
This isn't like any other space station we've mentioned in pre-war records. The structure itself appears to be colossal in size.
How big are we talking about?
Big enough to be self-sufficient? Probably is.
This must be how the Enclave has been gathering their strength without attracting notice. Come with me, Courier. There's something I need to show you. Enclave soldier who recovered his head some kind of surgery before. His head has been cut open and his brain and spinal cord replaced with electronic devices.
I suspect these were wastelanders who were abducted by the Enclave and then turned into mindless slaves who could be controlled remotely.
This would certainly explain their newfound manpower. The last time we encountered these bastards, they were abducting villagers to experiment on them with FEV. It seems they've finally figured out the means to what cannot idly stand by and allow this atrocity. The Enclave needs to be stopped and eliminated once and for all.
How on earth are we going to do that?
We already have everything we need to accomplish this undertaking. We know where their headquarters is and a way to get in.
You plan to use the spacecrafts to travel to Archimedes too?
Precisely.
But that would be suicide. We have no idea what will be waiting for us up there, or if we'll even be able to reach it.
I'm confident that with a team of our most skilled operatives headed by the courier, we will have success in this operation.
But what if they fail? It might only piss off the Enclave. Then they'll be coming after us at full force. We wouldn't stand a chance.
The Enclave may attack us at any given moment. It is imperative that we strike first. Catching them off guard at the core of their operations is the best shot we'll ever have against them. Not to mention, the technology we can gather from the space station would dwarf even the Liberator. I hope you'll understand, because we need to move on with this operation as soon as possible. Wait, what's the status of the Verta shuttles? Any chance we can use them to reach Archimedes too?
Well, both
Yes.
Verta shuttles appear to be in working condition, and they even come with an autopilot feature. So no need to waste time training anyone to fly them. There is one thing we are currently missing, however. You see these two power cores? They are needed to power the Verta shuttles, and these ones are completely drained. You will need to find replacements if you ever want to have any chance of reaching into orbit.
Surely we must have recovered some replacement power cores from the Enclave outpost.
I've already gone through everything that was brought back, and nothing resembled a fully charged, brightly glowing green unmissable power. So it would seem you are shit out of luck. However, I do know of a place where we may find one. No guarantees, but there's a trade hub known as Junk. The scavengers there have spent their entire lives searching every nook and cranny of this wasteland for pre-war tech.
Of course. I believe Rancor knows the place well. He often travels there to gather intel on the frontier. We're bound to find something. Courier, I want you to go to Junk Fleet with Rancor in search of these power cores. Any leads you find, I want you to pursue. In the meantime, I will put together a specialized team for the Archimedes 2 mission. If you have any questions about the hub, Rancor should be able to answer them. And take this as compensation for all your hard work. You've earned it.
If you have any questions, now's the time. Well, thankfully, we're two fully grown adults who can take care of ourselves. If anything should happen, we know what to do. It's called style, and it looks better than whatever you're wearing. More importantly, it keeps me incognito. In case you haven't realized, not everyone has a favorable opinion of the NCR. The same scabs Blackthorn and you have been fighting? Yes. Which should give you an incentive not to dress as the NCR, unless you're planning on a very unfriendly welcome. What is this, an interview? I'm Blackthorn's top reconnaissance agent, as in I spy and gather intel on the enemy and perform covert operations. I'm also second in command, so do not cross me. I don't find you to be as reliable as Blackthorn claims you are. Bit of advice. Don't get too attached to anyone out here. They won't last long. About time. I'll meet you outside Junk Fleet. Don't keep me waiting.
Hey, Courier. Think you got time for a drink or two? Drinks will be on me. You deserve it for all the good you've done so far. Okay, let's meet at the rec hall. Quieter there.
Saying it like it is, Kurt.
Ever since I first arrived at the frontier, things have been moving faster than ever. It's hard to keep up with it at times, and sometimes I'm not always sure if what we are doing here is even right. I mean, we originally came here to escape President Kimball's tyranny, but now it seems we are only repeating everything I thought we were trying to escape from. We are starting conflicts with the locals, pushing them out of their land and stealing their resources. Now we're in a war with the Legion all the way up here, and now the Enclave. It just never stops. I thought by following Blackthorn to the frontier, things would be different. But now, I fear I was wrong. If that was true, couldn't we learn to come together and coexist? No more of this bloodshed for resources. The point I'm trying to make is that every time we get ourselves involved in messes like this, good people die needlessly. I'm sure you don't want to listen to another one of my sob stories. This was quite some time ago, at the very beginning of the NCR Brotherhood Wars. I was stationed at an NCR camp in San Jose. Back then, the NCR was barely a sizable match for the Brotherhood's superior technology. When they came marching into the city, the NCR quickly retreated, leaving many of their soldiers behind. I found myself stranded in the city with a small pocket of soldiers, after it had been overrun by the Brotherhood.
I'm surviving, but how much longer are we going to be waiting here? Should we be out there doing something?
We're still waiting on the brass to send in reinforcements.
And once the reinforcements arrive, we'll finally drive out the Brotherhood and take back the city?
Sure, but for now, just keep low. We don't want to give ourselves away to the enemy.
I'll be ready when they arrive. I'll finally get the chance to take out one of the Brotherhood bastards.
What's the current situation?
The situation is that the whole goddamn city has been overrun by the Brotherhood. And we're still stranded here with our problems up our asses. Just take a look for yourself, soldier.
They're still on their way, aren't they?
Yeah. Bad news. I just got off radio in brass. They're not sending any reinforcements.
What do you mean they're not sending any reinforcements?
Lance, you shouldn't be out here. It's not safe.
I want to know what's going on. The NCR wouldn't just leave their own soldiers behind like this.
That's where you're wrong, kid. You're not a soldier to them. You're just headed on. Brass doesn't give a damn about your life. If you want to make it out of here alive, you'll have to fight your way out.
We won't get very far on foot if the Brotherhood spots us.
Plus, we have wounded who can't even walk.
Not everyone can make it out. Some might be fine. Only those who can run will have any chance.
What about those trucks that are just sitting over there? Couldn't we use those to load everyone up and drive out?
Well, that could be an option. If not for the Brotherhood's vertebrates patrolling the skies, they'll likely blow us off the road the moment they spot us. Unless someone is willing to go out and shoot them first.
I have a tank buster that can take down a vertebrate.
One tank buster isn't going to be enough to down all of the vertebrates. There are 4 currently searching the city. Last night. We need to search the area for more weapons. I'm sure the NCR left plenty of their armaments behind while they were frantically retreating from the city like a bunch of cowards. It's just a matter of getting to them before the Brotherhood does. You think you can pull it off, Gray? I'll be waiting in the trucks. As soon as I hear the sound of each vertebrate crashing into the ground, I'll drive out.
I'll come with you.
No, you need to stay here and help load the wounded onto the trucks.
But you're attempting to go out there and shoot down 4 vertebrates by yourself. I can help. You don't need to do this alone.
You're better off alone. It's less likely I'll get spotted. And if I do get into trouble, it may cause a big enough distraction to allow you to flee safely.
But I'm tired of fleeing. I want to fight these guys. I want to prove I can handle this. Just give me a chance.
Look, Lance, this isn't what you want. War isn't something anyone should ever want to experience, especially at a young age.
I'm old enough. I can handle this.
You're only 17. When you get older, you'll realize there is more to life than just war and proving yourself. I want you to live long enough to see that. So stay here with the trucks and don't do anything stupid, okay?
Hop on board so we can hightail it out and see.
What is all that?
Oh, this. It's mostly Brotherhood equipment we managed to recover. We're talking power armor, energy weapons, you name it. This might be what finally gives us an edge against these Brotherhood bastards.
Where are the wounded? Why aren't they on the trucks?
It wasn't enough. They wouldn't let me slow this down. It's more of a priority that we strike this equipment first.
Since when is technology greater than human life?
This is war we're fighting, soldier. Those wounded are no longer of any use to the war effort. If we want to win this war, this is what we have to do. Now, if you're done wasting time, get your ass on this truck so we can get the hell out of here. You're at least still useful to me. Driver, let's go now. Don't let that son of a bitch get away.
He died there, in the street. He didn't even understand why. He believed in the NCR, followed them without question, and believed that they were his brothers. Then, they left him, dying in the streets, along with countless others. I reported Captain Royes, but instead the bastard was promoted to colonel. The funny thing was, we never ended up figuring out how to use the power armor, or any of the stolen weapons. All those soldiers left for dead, for nothing in return. But the NCR would still rather value technology over the lives of their own men. After a few days of hell, we made it back to our forward operating base. And you know what was happening when I got there? They were celebrating. Royes was hailed as a hero for being able to recover the power armor. He was no hero. He abandoned us. Later that night, I put my gun to my head. I just wasn't able to take it any longer. If it wasn't for Blackthorn, I wouldn't be here right now. But now I look back and think, maybe I should have pulled that trigger after all. Nothing since then has changed. I only continue to live through it all over and over again. Does it ever change? All this talk about my past has me drained. I'll talk to you again later.
What'll it be? As a thank you for what you done for us, have a 10% discount on me.
Haven't seen you around here before. What brings you to the skids? Haven't seen you around here before. What brings you to the skids? Or Art Galt. He patrols nights. I thought I told you. My name's Marshall Clayton. It's a town for scavengers all around the wastes. People come from miles around to trade gear and get a nice hot meal at Diana's place. I tell you, you ain't eating till you had yourself some of Diana's cooking. Ain't my place to diss 'em, but the locals don't like him snooping around. Frankly, I don't trust him either. Other than that, we have some squabbles with locals and newcomers, but that's far and few between to be that much of an issue. I don't see why not. All right. What do you need?
Ready? I'll get us through the gate. Just stay behind me, and don't talk to anyone unless you need to. Junkfleet is neutral ground for all factions. It functions as a business syndicate with the interest of trading weapons, narcotics, prostitution, mercenaries, slaves, you name it. Even if it's not material goods you're looking for, there's also valuable information on individuals and factions within the frontier that can be bought. Now that's what I regularly come here for. As long as you don't start problems with the major factions, you shouldn't get any trouble, including with the Legion. Still have to look out for the common criminals, thieves, and conmen who populate Junkfleet's slums. Don't trust everything they say or offer. All they really want is your money. This is Junkfleet's main market hub. You can generally find what you're looking for here, but you may need to dig deeper for more specific things. Let's first ask one of the merchants here. They may be able to give us a lead on these power cores.
Offer me more TVs.
Not today, Daniel. I'm looking for something.
Really? And who's this you brought with you?
A mutual friend of mine.
I've never seen him around here before. He's not gonna cause problems, is he?
Don't worry. Listen, I just need to know if you've ever seen anything like this before.
Nah, I haven't. What is this?
It's a power core. Enclave technology.
Enclave, you say? There is this drunk who always hangs out the bar down in the slums. Claims he was in the Enclave. could ask him, but I doubt you'll get much out of him. He's always too drunk to put together coherent sentences.
That's all I needed to know. All right, Courier. I think you can take it from here. I don't need to drag you through the rest of this cesspool. I've got more important things to take care of.
What do you need? Sure, here's what I've got.
Hold up. You need to pay the toll before you cross this bridge. Why, you think? There needs to be an upkeep for this bridge, unless you prefer to have a pleasant swim through radioactive shit. Best pay up. Say about 100 bottle caps will do? All right, you're free to pass.
Hey, you! I think I know you. You the courier? You should probably watch your back down here, courier. I'm sure someone will want to pay a pretty penny for your life. No. Just a promise. See you again soon, courier.
Take the load off.
Welcome. My name's Sam Viper, and if you're looking for Portland's juicy secrets, you've come to the right place. I can tell you anything and everything there is to know about Portland. For a small fee of 15 caps, of course. Nope, and before you ask, you don't get to know my real name. Hell, I don't even remember it. Well, I usually call myself a tour guide, but I like information broker better. I'm gonna use that from now on. One factoid coming up. That treasure at the bottom of the ice cave? It's real. You've just gotta go down and take it. Larry, my advice. If you're
piss off.
What's your poison? Take your pick. Enclave, you say? Ah, I'm assuming you must be looking for Carl then. That drunkard babbles all kinds of nonsense. I wouldn't believe a word he says. What you want him for? Does he owe you money as well? Well, you're not going to find him in here anymore. I'm afraid I can't tell you. It's confidential. All right, fine, but I'll hold you to it. Now, what was it you wanted to know? He's currently being held in a slave pen just down that tunnel, round the corner on the right. Carl was an alcoholic and kept blowing all his caps on booze. He borrowed money from loan sharks that he later couldn't pay back, so they sold him as a slave to the Legion. You didn't hear from me. What's your poison?
Spread the wealth.
I'll suck you off for 5 caps. Let's take this somewhere more private.
Get away from me. I found it first.
I'll suck you off for 5. You don't. You still want to have some fun? I'll do whatever you tell me. I just need a few caps.
Idiot.
Can you spare some change? Don't try to.
Let me help you take the load off.
Top of the morning to you. Name's Tag. You need something fixed up, I'm your man. I fix things up, keep the peace as best I can. It's a thankless job, but a necessary one. Crime is a part of life down here. You take it away and everything just becomes boring. And there would be an uprising. Basically, my job is to keep the crime down here from getting too out of control. I kill a chem dealer here, clean up a whore there, kick out a drunk, free a few slaves, that sort of thing. Alright, on the caps. It's kind of an open secret at this point. You could say I'm the mayor's right-hand guy. Hardly. I'm too dirty for guard work. But I help out Jacqueline from time to time. You know her as Captain Jack Monroe, but she's Jacqueline to me. Used to be lovers, but it didn't work out. We're still friends though. Now that's quite the story. About a year before the NCR buggered in, I was checking this old grocery store out. Then, out of nowhere, this guy in frickin' power armor shows up and starts shooting lasers at me. I had to hide behind the counter, taking pot shots at him when he was reloading. We were there for hours. Well, I was running out of bullets. Thought I was a goner. But my mum always said,
When your back's to the wall and a man wearing a 1,000-pound suit of power armor is firing lasers at you, you always have alcohol. You see, I turned my flask into a Molotov cocktail. Might as well go out in a blaze of glory, right? It did the trick alright. The guy's sensors must have overheated or something, 'cause he exploded! Left chunks everywhere. It was a mess. Yeah, just when I thought it was over, one of the metal parts shot by my face. Scarred it up real good, and I couldn't see out of my eye no more. Plus, the eye patch. I don't know how power armor works. Like I said, I got lucky or something. You know, I was just being dramatic. It wasn't that bad. Alright, fine. It's not exactly the truth. He did blow up, and I did kill him. But he was already half dead. I just, finished the job. Why not? Nobody wants to hear the story of how I killed some random dying guy in power armor and then took his stuff. They want action, drama, romance. I give it to them. Is that so wrong? It's short for taggart, and I can tag you from 100 miles away, even with this thing over my eye. Watch yourself. Good.
Looking to buy, or are you here to sell? We got a 2-for-1 special on Tuesdays. No, these are just debt laborers. Working their debt off until they drop dead is all. So you're here to buy or what? Is that so? It's gonna cost you a hell of a fortune unless you think your life is worth all of these slaves. Tell you what, you give me 10,000 bottle caps, and they're all free to go. What do you say? I didn't think so. Now piss off before I throw you in with the rest of the slaves. Looking to buy, or are you here to... If you really want to make some caps, you can bring me back some slaves. There's a vagrant who often hangs out at the bar, who would make for a very good quality slave. A real muscular guy, you see? Not like the shriveled up prunes I got now. He's an NCR deserter, so no one's gonna bat an eye at his enslavement. You bring him back, I'll pay you 2,000 bottle caps. What do you say? Good. You may want to take this slave collar to help persuade him. Doesn't matter how you get it on him, as long as you bring him back unharmed. A damaged slave is no good to me.